Welcome back to Star People and Native Americans. I'd like to read you some facts about Bigfoot. A lot of people, a lot of tribes have associated Bigfoot with Star People, particularly those on the Tule Reservation, and that's what this is about, the Indian reservation east of Porterville in California. Now, some people, when they're talking about Bigfoot and in the vicinity of a Bigfoot, will report a smell, and then suddenly it changes into an entirely different odor. And the odors have been described as rotten flesh, poop, vomit, outhouses, rotted fish or rotten eggs, or foul or just sickening. Sounds like something you don't want to run into. So Bigfoot seems to make ape-like grunts and growls to almost a scream-like sound, and others have heard whistles and strange calls. So to me, this says that there are ways that they're trying to warn us and trying to tell us, go away, leave us alone, get back. So almost all natives believe that Bigfoot is a non-physical creature, and that's what people I've talked to, the elders that I've studied with, have thought too, Some tribes mention that they have seen this creature transform into a wolf. Others think that they live in another dimension from the physical plane, but can come here as they desire. Some also believe that Bigfoot has great psychic abilities. Reports of sightings show that the creature can be visible to some people, while at the same time remain invisible to others in the same group. There are many reports from non-natives who saw the creature after a UFO sighting, and others that have searched for and researched Bigfoot for years are coming to the conclusion that the creature is a spiritual being because he can appear or disappear at will. Well, I'm not so sure that the ability to appear or disappear at will makes one a spiritual being. If we go under the ocean and we look at the octopus, they can almost seem invisible. They can change their shape and their color. They can shapeshift to the point where they blend in with their surroundings so well that even humans who know they're there have a very difficult time seeing them. They can make the texture of their skin change to look rough like a rock or smooth. So it makes me wonder, perhaps they're not really disappearing, they're just blending in with their surroundings so well that we can't even see them. And I don't think that necessarily makes them spiritual, because obviously an octopus is not necessarily spiritual. So let me read on. Great Lakes Native Americans mention that if one is walking in the woods and you hear a sound of a stick being hit against a hollow log or tree, beware, because you're in Sasquatch territory. Now, this seems to be an interesting thing to note, because others who are not native also have reported the same thing. People have reported that sometimes the stick hitting is so loud, or like a thud, like a large log is being hit against a tree, while at other times it's more like a small stick or a branch that's being used. Some Bigfoot researchers have reported sightings right after hearing these strange sounds. Again, I have to say, I think these sounds are warnings. They're telling us to stay away for one reason or another. They don't want us in their territory. Researchers have had stones thrown at them and at their vehicles. And there have also been reports from people living in Bigfoot hotspots of having stones thrown on their roofs and against their homes and cabins. This says to me that Sasquatch or Bigfoot feels as though these people who are living there are living in their territory and they're trying to make them leave. Now, Bigfoot was a creature that was like a big giant with long, shaggy hair. His long, shaggy hair made him look like a big animal. He was good in a way because he ate the animals that might harm people or their pets. He kept the grizzly bear, the mountain lion, and the wolf, and other large animals away. During hot summer nights, all the animals would come out together down from the hills to drink out of the Tule River. Bigfoot liked to catch animals down by the river. He would eat them up, bones and all. It was pleasant and cool down by the river on hot summer nights. That's when adults liked to take a swim, even though people were afraid that Bigfoot, the hairy man, might come to the river. People still liked to take a swim at night. Now, parents always warned their children, don't go near the river at night. You might run into Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot usually eats animals, but parents said if he can't find any animals and he's very hungry, he'll eat you too. Bigfoot, the hairy man, doesn't leave a speck or trace. He eats you up, bones and all. We won't know where you've gone or what's happened to you. Now, this strikes a bell with me because I'm very aware of the Seminole tribe in Florida and some of the stories that they have told their children about the boogeyman. You might have heard about the boogeyman. Well, I believe this is where it originated. They used to tell their children that when the sun went down, you need to come in. Now, if you've ever been in Florida, I used to live down there, you might know that they have these huge mosquitoes that will eat you up alive and carry you off because they're so big. So I wonder if there was really a strange man out there, or if this was a way to tell the kids that when the sun set, you need to come home because you're going to be eaten up by mosquitoes if you don't, And it might be a way to say, look, when the sun goes down, I want you home because it's time to eat and I want to know where you are and I don't want to go looking for you in the dark. So it could be that there was a boogeyman and it could be that it was a Sasquatch, but I really don't know. Some people say Bigfoot, the hairy man, still roams around the hills near Tule River. He comes along the trail at night and scares a lot of people. And when you hear him, you know it's something very big because he makes a big sound, not a little sound. Children are cautioned not to make fun of his picture on the painted rock or to play near the place because he would hear you and come after you. Parents warned their children, you're going to meet him on the road if you stay out too late at night. See, that's just like what the Seminoles told their children about Boogeyman. The children have learned always to come home early. So, again, I truly believe that there is something out there, some sort of Sasquatch or Bigfoot or something that people have seen. It makes sense to me that it could either blend in with its surroundings enough to become invisible, or it could actually have some ability to turn invisible, because obviously this is something that has eluded photography for quite some time. If it's really out there, you would have thought that there would be more pictures of it by now. So that makes you wonder. And some people have said that this is from another world, that it comes into this dimension, that it might be from a different time, space, or a different planet, and it goes through a portal to get here, which would explain why it can be invisible if it goes back into that portal. And some people have said that that smell, that horrible smell that accompanies it, is what happens when you come out of that portal. So that smell could be because of that portal happening and moving from one world or one dimension into ours. Anyway, it's something to think about. And there certainly are enough stories out there that have been told centuries and centuries ago, and newer ones every day as people explore and learn. So it makes you wonder. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.